Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Kyle, Give Pause Hobby. Wearing my old school Game Garage sweatshirt from the missus. And just a quick video, a little bit different. I know you saw it and you're probably thinking, oh, this is a new series, Storytime with Give Pause. It is, but that's kind of what I'm here to talk about. I promise it won't be long. If you clicked on it, that means you care about what goes on behind the scenes. In which case, thanks for being here. Thanks for clicking on it. Thanks for still watching. And as you might imagine from the title, the channel is just going to slow down a little bit. I love what I've done so far on the channel. I started this off with the Game Garage to teach and demonstrate the root bots, which was something that I personally wanted in the world for me, or would have liked when I was first getting introduced, and something that I'm passionate about. And those videos remain some of my most popular, most watched, and those bring me some of the most pride that people are interested and come to me and ask questions and say thank you. This helped introduce me to it, and that's why I made this channel. And at some point along the way, pretty early on, I discovered there's more than just the Game Garage. There is my compositions. There were me talking with Kate about games. There were all these other things. There were reviews that we've done a few of. There were eventually chats with other people, the poems, just lots of different things. And the name Give Pause Hobby, as I've said elsewhere, the whole concept is these are things that take me out of my daily, whether it's husband, father of two, middle school band director, union rep, whatever it may be, something that just sort of gives me reason to take pause and focus on something else. So they're very important to me, and I love that the channel has grown. I don't understand. I am deeply appreciative of the 280 some folks that have decided that my channel on YouTube is something they want to subscribe to. And I hope that continues. I hope that this channel continues forward, and it will. It's just not going to be at quite the pace that it has been. I'm, again, not going to go deep into lying down on the couch telling you all about Kyle, but I'm very good at setting expectations for myself that nobody else asked me to. Whether that's this weekly poem thing, whether it's, career goals that I may have mentioned once and nobody even heard me say, and I am deeply critical of myself if I haven't done them years down the road. It's not a great personality trait. And at some point along the way, I kind of set myself up with this goal that I wanted one or maybe two, ideally, things on the channel a week. And then, the poems that was one thing at least, and then something else. And it's just a lot. I started this as my way of giving back to the root community. But I started at a really challenging time, going into, newly having two kids, approaching what is hopefully my hardest year of teaching in my career. It definitely has been so far. And up until now, it's been my way of kind of flexing the hobby when I'm not able to play all these games with my wife, with my friends, with myself, a solo game. It's my way of interacting with the hobby in the same vein that me listening to podcasts about things sometimes takes the place when I can't actually do those things. And it's still something I very much enjoy. I never imagined I would enjoy it as much as I do. And I'm still going to continue, but it's just going to be more haphazard. There won't be the weekly poem thing. I did 2 months, did 8 of them in a row. But it's not worth it to anyone for me to do something just because I came up with an arbitrary rule, an arbitrary goal, saying, let's just do it weekly and see how long it goes. Well, we figured it out. This many is how many it went. And I'm sure I'll come up with more, but I don't want to do something if the only reason I'm doing it is just because I feel like I have to. Hopefully nobody's coming to this channel to feel like they need to watch things. So I don't want to feel like I need to make things, because then the content isn't as good as it could be. Nobody's paying for it. Nobody is aside from my wife, who is supportive. She made this sweatshirt for me. She's excited when new ideas come up, when new things come out, especially when she can be a part of it. But I'm not beholden to anybody. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a step back. I'm going to get more into playing games. This past month has been not a good month for playing. I don't really know why. Just life is a little bit crazy. And coming out of a spring break that really didn't feel like a spring break, because it was bookended with sickness in the family. And in the middle was just not really relaxing, or, to be quite honest, like super like write home about enjoyable spring break stuff. It was kind of a difficult one. And, you know, at the core of why this channel exists is a love of all things fun, not just board gaming, but fun things. And I started to feel like I was losing grip on that. And so there are things that will still be coming out off the top of my head. Every time I get 5 games of Root in, I've really enjoyed that first episode of Tea and Pancakes, just to have a conversation with myself and anyone who wants to listen about how I rank everything and what is still and looks to be for a while my favorite game. I imagine whenever we get if we get P&P files for the second Clockwork expansion, I would love to do teaches and some playthroughs there. And you know what? Aside from that, whatever sort of floats my boat. I'm going to go back to kind of autumn give pause hobby, back when it was very haphazard. And frankly, I'm sure that I will lose subs because of it. I guarantee I won't continue gaining them as fast as I have been, because the content won't be quite as regular. And the stuff that is still getting the most views, my teaching and playthrough of the Root stuff, that really hasn't been what I've been doing. And honestly, that's what brought me to this in the first place. So I would love it to, if one of my random releases in this upcoming time is me getting back to that, because that would be a way for me to kind of plug back in to what brought me here in the first place. And looking ahead, there might come a time 2-3 weeks down the road, say, let's get back at it. Let's get things coming out on a weekly basis. And if that's the case, awesome. Then I'm back in it. I'm back on the horse, and hopefully you guys are still around, still interested in what I have to say, what I have to show, and we'll go from there. Maybe it'll be further down the road. At some point, I'm sure it will happen. And I know that nobody asked this of me. There are a great many people for whom they could not possibly care less about the release schedule for videos on my channel. But for whatever reason, that part of my brain exists that holds me accountable to things that nobody else does. And so for that part of my brain, here I am talking to you, saying thank you for being here, especially if you've made it this far. And I will still be on the channel. I just will probably be seeing you a little bit less often. So with that, I will get back to practicing. Because that's another thing. I have some musical projects for the first time in a long time. Some musical projects that I would really like to put some effort into. And I was getting to the point where there were things that were staying in the undeveloped. Oh, and a new game idea for the first time in also a long time, to design. And these were things that previously gave me the same sort of creator buzz that editing and posting videos to the channel did. And of late, those things have kind of had to stay to the side to say, well, I need to keep I need to do the poem one each week. I need to find time to research this new thing so I can teach it, so I can do a playthrough, blah, blah, blah. And also, that's just a really, for other families, I'm sure other people are better at it, but I'm just not good at balancing my time with regards to practicing, staying in shape, because I'm in the Army. This is the hardest school year I have taught yet, and family time. And so it's just really hard. Like you may have heard students say, when you're in college, you can either have friends, be social, be rested, have good grades. Choose two. And I was sort of feeling that because, practicing, working out, school, like my job, my family, and then this fifth category was dominated by Give Pause, which has been wonderful. I don't mean to be whiny about it. But there are other things that are in that fifth category, because I have these other four. I already have a hard enough time balancing those. So this fifth one, when that starts to say like, well, this needs to happen, be like, well, let's take it down a notch. And then if you inspect that fifth category, all the different things that give me pause, it's just started to become a bit challenging. And I know that this channel probably seems like I come at it in an unserious way, from me missing entire rounds of a Root playthrough because I ran out of space on my iPhone back before we had the GoPro, from my musical choices to pretending there's another person in the Poetic Elements who's choosing music for it. It's a creative outlet that at the end of the day, when it's done right, is super fun for me, and hopefully that comes across to the viewers. But that doesn't mean that I don't take it seriously. And I just got to a point where I needed to say it out loud to whoever's listening. It might be literally no one who watches this video. At least literally no one who makes it to here. If you made it to here, head on down to the comments and just say, I did it. Just, that's it. Or something like really cryptic, like a quote from this point in the video. Because I would be shocked. So anyways, I again appreciate those who are here. I love the fact that I can make this and it means something, to whether it helps someone learn the root bots or look at a game and see if they are interested in it, or something that just makes them laugh and then go on with their day. I love everyone who's watching, and I will continue to make things that hopefully fill me with that same emotion, that same love and everything, but it's just going to be less often. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get back to playing more games, which is the reason I started this channel in the first place. And hopefully when this just garbage of a school year comes to a close and I have more time in the summer, maybe we can get back, if not at that point already, maybe at that point we can up the production, timeline and get back to doing things more regularly. And until then, it'll just be I'm going to wait until an idea really moves me, and you'll see me less often, but hopefully when you do see me, it'll be that much more exciting because I will be in it 100%. So with that, thanks for being here, and I will see you sometime in the future. Bye, everybody.